Hi, Virgos. Welcome to Adik Tarot, the beginning of the truth. Let's talk about the stages of change and the energies you may be experiencing going into the new year of 2020. Now, this message is for Virgos, anyone with Virgo in their chart, guided to my channel, and cross watchers as well. Keep in mind, this is a general message, and it may not resonate with everyone. This message intent is strictly for guidance. So, okay, Virgos, let's get into your energies. To begin, I'm going to start off with some messages of guidance from the Art Through the Eyes of the Soul Oracle. And your first message of guidance is from the painting of the Glastonbury Phoenix. And in this painting of the Glastonbury Phoenix, it's asking you to arise from the ashes of despair. So when it comes to your emotions, Virgo, and your thoughts and what you're feeling, it's time to arise from any negative energies, feeling like you are defeated or feeling like you are in despair. It's time to basically, like it says, rise up out of any feeling that you are defeated, Virgo. Every day you wake up, you have a chance to get right and make things right. And there is a choice that you have to either go into that thought process of being defeated or rise up and know that when you're down, the only way is back up. And at this point, it's time to get out of any despair because you know what it feels like in there. And it can't be a good feeling in this darkness, Virgo. So now it's time to make that choice to step into the light. Arise from the ashes of despair. Any lower energies, any dark thoughts, Virgo, it's time to again, we can change our thought process, change our perception on things. Don't feel like you're defeated. Again, every morning you wake up, you have another chance to change your perspective, to think in a positive light, and consider how you want your circumstance to change. So I'm going to refer to the book for a bit more expansion on the portrait of the Glastonbury Phoenix to arise from the ashes of despair. Going to the expanded meaning, it's stating to surrender, feel the pain, then move on. Gather your strength and take up your sword of truth. Cut away what is not needed in your life. Cut away any negative thoughts, any thoughts of defeat, any thoughts of despair. It's only keeping you in darkness. It's not needed any longer. It's time to look to the light, Virgo, and think about the possibilities of change. Think about why the fuck did I wake up this morning? It can't end in this way. It has to change. I have to make a change. So in this painting, inspiration comes from the enduring phoenix, who sometimes sacrifices him or herself for the greater good in order to illuminate humanity. The knight contemplates this while meditating on the best course of action to take. After laying down his sword and approaching the sacred well with humility, the Grail appears to him, offering direction and a new path on a well-worn road to self-realization and enlightenment. Virgo, when I think about this, it's like this doesn't have anything to do with anyone else. It's about you and your current circumstance right now, whatever the situation is that has you feeling in any form of despair. If it has to do with work, if it has to do with family, if it has to do with a relationship, finances, what have you, career, it's time for you to decide how you want this circumstance to go. And it's time for you to apply yourself. And it's time for you to decide, what energy are you going to put in order to change the circumstance? What can you do? Your next card of guidance is from the portrait of the starseed children. And they're asking you to have hope for the future. New energies are coming in. So we just had an eclipse on December 26th, and this is that opening for these new energies. So, Virgo, every day, every new moon, every cycle, every ending marks a new beginning in order for us to, change our circumstance. And, it's not, if you keep doing the same shit, that means that you're going to keep getting the same results. So now it's time to change up your strategy. Look within yourself and have that realization of what I've been doing ain't working. So what can I do to change? And it's not about ignoring, the necessary. So have hope for the future. New energies are coming in, Virgo. So what are you going to do in this new cycle now? We in a new decade. And are you going to keep repeating the same things? Do you want a change in your life? So let's get a bit more expansion on the meaning from the portrait of the star seed children. So the expanded meaning states to nurture the star child, provide what is needed for the work. This bright being may be within your core family or within yourself. Children have been incarnating to assist us in planetary transitions to come. These star seeds have the mindset to deal with Earth's problems with new, innovative solutions. They carry knowledge from the more positive civilizations existing in outer or inner space. These children and adults can physically read other people like a book and possess intuitive abilities that safeguard them from the attempts to manipulate them. They can be known by a detached but determined sense of purpose, as well as highly evolved talents in the arts and the science. Virgo, have you embraced your starseed inside of you? Do you sense those tactics or, traits? Being able to read people, a slight sense of detachment, intuition, you know? Have hope for your future because the new energies is coming in order to embrace, these energies. And you're not going to get your star seed being in that darkness. You have to come to light in the hope, that light that's inside of you, being able to connect with your spirit, connect with your soul, connect with, your inner child. right now, Virgo. So when it comes to your spread and the stages of change and the energies that you may be experiencing, so what's over and done with are the energies of the Ten of Cups. What's over and done with is that sense of that emotional bliss with, family, friends, where your emotions are fulfilled. You're able to celebrate with the ones that you love. That energy has subsided now. And, you have reached the end of that cycle. And now it's time to begin a new cycle. And if you want to rebuild that, it's about applying the proper energy again towards that. So, what is over with, but the effects are still lingering on? We have the energies of the Ace of Pentacles. So, a new beginning in finances. There's the energies of a new beginning in stability, new beginning in your circumstances. So, these effects are still lingering on. A new opportunity, to ground yourself, a new opportunity to start a business, a new opportunity to start a new project and to get the coin. Again, that stability, that prosperity, that energy is still lingering on, moving into the year of 2020. But when it comes to where you're headed, Virgo, we have the card of the King of Swords. Now, with these energies, it's cold energies. The the King of Swords doesn't deal with emotions. The King of Swords can be detached. The King of Swords, he is analytical, he's logical. Again, he is cold. He doesn't share his feelings. He could be, again, detached. He could be aloof, just not beat and ready. He'll be ready to cut a motherfucker off in a heartbeat. So this could be also a Capricorn in your life that you headed towards, or it could be the energies of Aquarius also. Or this could be you, Virgo, headed to this type of energy, cold, to yourself, not beat, standoffish, not feeling any type of emotions, not wanting to deal with any type of emotions. You just stoic, just not wanting also to be alone, not to deal with any type of feelings. But what you expect, we have the card of the Four of Wands. You expect to be able to celebrate. You expect to be you're able to connect with, the ones that's close to you. You want to be able to connect with a soulmate as well. You may want to be able to celebrate in your home. You may, just want to be free and expect that energy to bring you back to, where you can feel secure and stable. But what you're supposed to learn, Virgo, at this time, we have the energies of the Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords, Virgo, this could be you. This could be Aquarius, a Libra, or a Gemini in your life. And the Queen of Swords, she, been through a lot. The Queen and the King of Swords are Now, they are a pair, but they are apart from each other. And they want the same things, but they're coming from a place of guardedness. They're coming from a place of stubbornness. They're coming from a place of hurt. And the Queen of Swords is trying not to show her pain. Like, she's keeping up a good face, but she's hurting inside. I don't know, Virgo. I don't like it. Bear with me, Virgo. Just, so with these energies, it's about learning how to have that security that you want. It's about when it comes to relationships with work, when it comes to relationships with family, when it comes to relationships and your, relationship, love. You have to be able to put that work in towards that a strong foundation. And it's about, building together and building on the positive aspects of ourselves, and, building on our abilities and having faith and trust in our abilities, destroying anything that's trying to take you away from building and positivity and achieving the things that you want. So I'm going to pull out my Crystal Power Tarot deck to clarify this spread, Virgo. And, right now with these energies and these energies of change that you are experiencing, it can be causing you mental conflict. It can be causing uh, your conflict outside of you as well with others. And, it's important to be able to stand your ground in the things that you want and the things that you need. But at the same time, it's important to look for peace. How can you find peace for all concerned throughout a situation? And understand when it comes to the challenges and the changes and the conflicts in any relationship, all relationship has these changes and challenges and conflicts because this is how we grow. And, the goal is to overcome these changes and challenges and these conflicts. And the goal is to have the power within our relationship refined through these changes and through these challenges and through these conflicts. And as well as the power refined within our relationships, it's about the power being refined in us and knowing our own abilities. So when it comes to the Ten of Cups and being over and done with, you have to think about that of what you had when you had that opportunity for emotional fulfillment. When, you had your family happiness, you were able to celebrate with your family, your friends, and, be proud of that, what you did achieve in that relationship, in that situation. And, accept the rewards that you got from what you learned through that emotional satisfaction from the past. And when it comes to this opportunity right now that's still lingering with that opportunity for prosperity. There's a new beginning that's available to you for prosperity. The coin, grounding, the new built for businesses, just a new start when it comes to your stability. But you have to be able to see the new opportunity that's there for you and not ignore it. You have to be able to look at the situation from another way, because the way that you're looking at it could be blocking your blessings. So don't let this new opportunity pass you by at this time, Virgo. And it's all has to do with your thoughts. Are you going to think the worst outcome for yourself? Or are you going to have hope for your future and hope for a better way, a better circumstance in your life? Are you going to accept the energies of this darkness, or are you going to accept the energies of despair? So where you're headed at, you could be headed towards this King of Swords, again, a Capricorn or an Aquarius in your life. Um, you know, when it comes to this energy, it's about the time that you do share with those that you care about. So, you know, when you're with your loved one, when you're with doing business, when you're with your family and your friends, it's about being able to embrace, joyful opportunities, and not to, in one sense, is to be able to embrace joyful opportunities and not to be so cold in situations, not to be so just detached when you have these opportunities to be with the people that you love. And then if you are around this type of energy of the King of Swords, being detached, being cold, it's about being able to understand that energy, but still be able to embrace the joyful opportunities of them being around, and understanding, if this is how they come off as being detached, if they come off as being aloof, if they come off as being distant. It's about, them having to be this way in order to protect themselves and protect, their energy because of prior pain from others and hurt or what have you. So it's all about that understanding, Virgo, and the understanding to be able to embrace joyful opportunities when they are present, and being able to recognize them for what they are. And when it comes to what you expect for that connection, in your foundation, that strong connection where you can celebrate together. You expect that connection in your foundation where you can nurture, you can grow, you can build, maybe even have a seed. you know, and in your expectations, Virgo, you have to understand and, go with that thought. With we have the Empress every day, that you can create what you choose to naturally and with joy. Like, you have to believe in yourself and you have to believe in your abilities, and you can have a great foundation. You just can't think low of yourself. You have to think highly of yourself at all times, and not just as a front. You have to believe it, Virgo. And what you are to learn in this situation and within these energies, you are to learn. You are to learn, Virgo, to live in your truth. You are to learn that you've been through so much. You have to learn and understand, where you've been in your circumstance and your relationship. You have to, know that all of those experiences made you who you are today. And you have to love yourself for those experiences and for being able to get through those experiences. And what you are to learn is that, you're supposed to learn that, you are special. You know what I mean? And you're special because of, again, who you are, what you've been through, your capabilities. You're special for being able to hold things down. You're special, you know, again, through these experiences. And you're supposed to learn to trust in the present moment. Trust that the situations are that you're going through is for a learning lesson. And that learning lesson, Virgo, is to stay strong and true to yourself. If something bothering you, you're going to discuss it and not hold things in, and know how to discuss it when you're having compassion and understanding for another that may have been through the same things or similar that you've been through. And you have to be willing to protect what is important to you, and not stay stuck in your head about it, Virgo. You have to be able to trust in the present moment and trust in your abilities. Knowing who you are, knowing what you've been through, being not afraid to, stand your ground, especially with this King of Swords energy. You've been through a lot. Your experiences are no different from the next, and it's about, what these experiences, who them making you who you are, and not being willing to tolerate the bullshit. not having being stuck in your head, feeling like you can't move, feeling like you stuck in your circumstances and there's nothing that you can do about it, that you just got to stay in it. And you don't, Virgo. You got to connect back to your inner child, connect back to your spirit, fucking starseed children, Virgo, and understand that new energies are open and available to you, and again, you do not have to stay stuck in this circumstance. If you stay stuck in this circumstance, it's because you choose to, and you have your life, you have your free will, you have your spirit, you have your soul to move in a direction that you want to. If you're feeling stuck, it's because you want to be stuck, Virgo. You can change your circumstance, but I can't believe it for you. You have to believe it. You can create what you choose to naturally and with joy. Have that understanding. You've built a foundation for yourself. You've had a home that you can celebrate. You had a connection or have a connection with that special someone, and you can bring that circumstance back to life if that is what you choose to do. But you have to understand, anything worth having is worth working for, and you have to put the necessary work in. You have to learn and understand to communicate, and not to try and match someone's energy, but to be yourself and be proud of who you are, because of these experiences made you who you are. So Virgo, I'm going to end this reading with some advice from the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. Our first card of advice is for your mind, your thoughts, and it's about being trapped in fear. And it's all about, Virgo, building on your positive aspects of yourself, thinking about the positive aspects of the situation. Stop looking down, arise from any ashes of despair and look up towards the light, Virgo. In order to change your circumstance, you have to change what you're thinking about, how you're perceiving the situation, and how you're perceiving it yourself. You are not trapped. And if you are trapped in fear, it's the fear that you're making up by staying stuck in your head. Fear is false, Virgo. So, the advice for your mind state and any thoughts of feeling trapped in fear, Virgo. This card reveals this card reveals that it's actually your own fear that has you immobilized and trapped, preventing you from making decisions or choices, or the one, hold on, Virgo, that kind of took me off a little bit. It's a loud motorcycle or what have you. Seem like it's still around. Okay, so our advice for these thoughts of being trapped in fear. This card reveals that it's actually your own fear that has you immobilized and trapped, preventing you from making decisions or choices. You are the one who's holding yourself prisoner or hostage. And in order to continue your journey, you must first face your fears so that new people and conditions can manifest. Many individuals choose to stay in this place because they can't see the road ahead. They feel a misguided sense of safety. They're afraid of starting something new. But staying will only add to your levels of stress and anxiety and create adverse effects in your physical body. Seek out wise counsel for assistance. You don't have to do this alone, but know that you possess all of the tools that you need to free yourself. You're forgetting how strong you really are. This period will end when you use your mind to cut through the limitations caused by your emotions. Rise up, Virgo. Don't limit yourself. Remember who the blood clot you are. You're not alone. You're not defeated. And you have to remember that, Virgo. Our final card for advice is for you on this physical plane. And it's time for you to make a decision on your movement and your choices. And with this decision, it's from the wisdom that you have inside of you. Tap into your wisdom, Virgo. You already know what you want. What is it that's important to you? Is it the coin? Is it love? And is it marriage? Is it, going out on a journey? Is it traveling? Is it, what is it? But you have to make a choice and decide what it is that's going to get you out of this current circumstance and have you in your higher self and not dwelling in your lower energies of feeling any despair. So your final guidance card is about your choices, is about you tapping into your wisdom, Virgo. And it says that this card indicates a time of movement. Significant changes and choices must be made. With hard work, great effort, and determination, you have the ability to juggle all the demands that are in front of you, whether they concern money, business decisions, or other projects. It's important to stay flexible and focused. You don't have to do it alone. Reach out for the best advice and assistance. In addition, a financial union or partnership may present itself to you. The more time you take to make these vital decisions and choices, the longer it will be before you can move toward your goals in the physical and material world. The changes that are emerging aren't some random acts or coincidences. They are all part of a positive and larger scheme. Notice the connections with everything, as this will enable you to avoid future problems and conflicts. Virgo, it's time to tap into your third eye. It's time to see this situation and see this shit for what it really is. No illusions and no ignoring the shit, Virgo. It's time to make a decision on where you want your life to be. Or are you willing to go in this new next decade stuck? It's energies for new beginnings. It's energies for stability. It's energies for the motherfucking bag. It's energies for new partnerships, practical, real, grounded shit, Virgo. So you have to decide if you want to tap into these energies or if you want to stay in these ashes of despair. So again, I can't make the choice for you, Virgo. It's important for you to trust the current moment. Know that you're here to learn this lesson. Know that you're here to refine the power that's inside of you. And know that you're here in order to overcome these challenges. So Virgo, this is Adik Tarot, the beginning of the truth. My name is Wakida. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I would love to see you guys again. For any further information on how to reach me, any personal or readings, they are available, or any questions or concerns, the information is in the description box. So Virgo, happy holidays to those of you that celebrate. Happy New Year. And Virgo, it's time to accept, who you are. And it's time to move. accordingly. Peace, Virgo. Hope to see you soon.